Good morning again from France. Here we are in the Loire Valley. This is where we stopped for the night. Middle of nowhere again, really. All on our own, in the middle of nature, close to the Loire River. The nearest town, you might not be able to see it on the hill in the background, but it's Sancerre, which is very famous for its wine, Sauvignon Blanc wine. Anyway, an idea I wanted to share with you this morning is something that I think is so easy for us to forget. And in fact, not only do I want to share an idea, I want to issue a little bit of a challenge, something to do. But this idea came to me really when I started to walk around here last night, and I don't know if you can hear in the background, the birds are incredible here. In fact, the nature is incredible here. And what really struck me was this thought that, you know, how many of us never get the opportunity or never make the opportunity to spend much time in nature. You know, so busy with our lives, and we get up in the morning, we have breakfast, we drive somewhere, we sit in a building all day, we look at our computers, and then we drive home. And for many of us, that's pretty much what our life consists of. And we might get out into nature occasionally, but we don't make it a habit and we don't do it consistently. And what we don't do also is we don't really take the opportunity to connect with nature. And I don't mean going away to a retreat or sitting on a mountain for a week or a month or whatever and meditating. I'm talking about just that opportunity to really start to observe what's happening in the world around us, the real world, the natural world. So my challenge for you today, and my thought, is to do that, is to spend 5 minutes out in nature somewhere. Now, depending on where you are, if you're in a city, you know, you might not be able to go to a forest or a beautiful, rural place like I am right now, and it might take a bit more of your time to get there. But whatever it is, perhaps it's just looking at a tree outside your window, going outside and looking at a tree, or looking at a bird. But the key thing here I really want to challenge you to do is to spend 5 minutes observing something in nature. And I think what you're going to find, or what happens very often I find when we do this, is the first thing that happens is we struggle with our thoughts. And we're thinking, this is boring, what's the point of this? Or we're thinking about all our problems, or all the things we have to do. We're thinking, I haven't got time for this, and I must remember to do something, or I mustn't forget that. So we have all our thoughts going around, and it's, if you like, pulling us away from being in the present moment and being with the reality of the nature around us. But that's why I say 5 minutes, because if you just stick with it, after a minute or two, those thoughts start to lose their grip on you. They start to go away. And then what happens is you start to really notice and see what's going on, what's in front of you. And what's in front of you is something that we can never explain, we can never understand, but we can know it. We can, on a knowing level, start to realize and become aware that we're dealing with something infinite. You know, we're bombarded with this idea that we live in this fragile world that at any moment could disintegrate, and we're harming it, and all these, there are limited resources. But once you start to observe it, you notice the truth. You start to become totally aware of the truth that we are actually surrounded by an infinite supply. Nature is infinite. It's an infinite world. There is no limitation. It's also infinitely intelligent and infinitely ordered to a perfection. And if you look at a tree or a plant, how does it live? How does it operate, if you like? It just does. There's something behind it that is ensuring that it does. So really, it's my suggestion and my challenge is just to take 5 minutes out of your day and spend some time really looking at nature, observing nature, feeling a part of nature, because we are a part of nature, of course. But we've lost that connection so much. And the problem when we lose that connection is we lose our perspective on what is true, what is real. And when we lose our perspective on what is true and what is real, that takes away from our power, our ability to really make the best of our life, because it's only when we harness the truth of who we are, that we can start to make a real positive impact and get the things we want in our life, have the life not only that we want, but that we really should be having. We should be a part of this natural, infinite world. We should be experiencing this on a constant basis rather than feeling limited, stressed and struggling. So give that a try. That's my thought for today. Please leave a comment if you've got something interesting that you'd like to share, which I'm sure you do have. I'd love to hear from you. That's all for now. Talk to you again soon.